So I feel like compact cameras are all the rage at the moment. And I have to admit, I've been sucked into the hype massively myself. For someone who travels a lot with way too much gear, more gear than I'll ever need, I've been looking at downsizing, but not compromising on quality. I was recently out in Australia with Sony at their Kando event, and a little camera caught my eye, the Sony A7CR. About a year and a half since I was last here. I absolutely love this city. It is a vibrant metropolis, and I can't wait to get out amongst it today with what I think is the perfect travel camera. So the A7CR is part of Sony's second generation compact full frame camera range, along with the A7C2. The A7C2 has a 33 megapixel sensor, the same as the A7 IV, and the A7CR has a 61 megapixel, that of the A7R5, essentially both within an A6700 body. Now I know exactly what you're thinking, it is not about the megapixels, but just hear me out. Essentially, nobody really needs 61 megapixels in a camera, right? But since I've been using this camera over the last few months, it's made me realize how much I can crop in to an image at 61 megapixels than what I can on my A7 IV at 33 megapixels. I've pretty much entirely shot over the last 2 months on this little 40mm pancake lens, and I've created an array of images. Plus, I already have the A7 IV, which is 33 megapixels, so it didn't really make sense for me to go for the A7C2, which is essentially the A7 IV, but in a smaller package. I'm not really too sure what this area is called that I'm currently in, but I find myself coming back to this area every single time I come to Osaka. I guess I'm like south of Shinsaibashi, the long shopping street here in Osaka, and I don't know what it is about this area, but I just get drawn here every time. It's an amazing place where you can waste a whole day just with your camera in hand walking around. You have these really narrow streets, one-way streets on this grid system with these sort of towering buildings either side, and there's chaos happening above with all these power lines and whatnot, and then you get down to ground level and there is just scenes happening everywhere. If you're worried about those whopping 61 megapixel file sizes clogging up your SD cards, external storage, then you can always opt to shoot within APS-C crop mode. However, you do get that 1.6 crop, but the images come out at around 28 megapixels. There are also a bunch of different lossless compressed raw file sizes available within the image quality menu. So I've been using this little rope strap on the A7CR. I actually bought this in Japan many years ago, and up until now it's just been sitting on my 35mm analog camera. I can get away with it on here because the A7CR is just so light. I couldn't use a rope strap, say, on my A7 IV because it's too heavy. Now I've also paired it with this little guy, little 40mm pancake lens. This is the Sony 2.5 40mm G lens. Wow, I haven't fallen in love with a lens since the 85mm 1.4 G Master, and that lens has been out for donkey's years. I don't know what it is about this lens or this focal length, but I just feel like it complements the A7CR perfectly. It's small, lightweight, discreet. Obviously being able to crop in at 61 megapixels has just opened up a whole new world of opportunities for me. I didn't actually know Sony did this lens up until recently, when I was doing a bit of research on my Lightroom library and I was checking out the metadata because I was interested to see what focal lengths I used a lot. And I was really surprised to see that I was shooting a lot of my images there or thereabouts around the 40mm mark. So after a little bit of Googling and some online shopping, the rest was history. So while we're on the subject of lenses, I definitely favour using smaller prime lenses over bigger zoom lenses. That's not to say that you can't use zoom lenses or bigger zoom lenses with this. I've had the 100 to 400 out today on it. But if you're looking for something that's more comfortable and that you can use every day, then something like this little guy is absolutely perfect. I'd 100% count myself a hybrid shooter. Nowadays I'm shooting just as much photo as I am video, and I never actually picked up the A7CR for its video capabilities, but it can actually do everything that my A7 IV can do and more. It shoots 10-bit 422, which produces incredible S-Log3 footage. You can shoot 4K 50 frames a second with a 1.5 crop, and it's also featuring all of those incredible AI focusing tools that come with the A7R5. So the A7CR has literally made me enjoy taking photos again. Not that I wasn't enjoying photography beforehand, but it's just been fun to have. It's been glued to my hands over the last couple of months. Every time I leave the house, the hotel, it's been on me, and that's exactly what I was looking for in my next camera. It's small, it's lightweight, it's discreet. For me, it's the perfect everyday and travel camera. So who do I think that this camera's for? Just about anyone, really. Whether you're a hybrid shooter, somebody that's already within the Sony system and is looking for something a little bit more lightweight and compact, the A7CR is probably for you. It packs a serious punch, producing 61 megapixel images, and the 4K footage that comes out of it is just incredible. The body itself weighs in at just over 500 grams, meaning that when you pair it with one of these tiny little Sony G prime lenses, it's lightweight, compact and discreet. It's seriously been an absolute pleasure to use, and I can't not see myself without it over the coming years. So I hope you found this video beneficial and you've enjoyed this day in Osaka with me. Stick around because there's lots more coming from Japan on the channel over the coming weeks. So stay curious and I'll see you in the next one.